Mr. Curran for the ARIN update.
Two slides.
Yeah, they got them. You folks got them. Okay. Michael suggested you guys were anxious to get to this talk. I actually expect you're anxious to get to the break that immediately follows this talk, so I'm going to be equally quick, even more so. So a couple of important things you folks need to know. I'm John. I think people know me. I'm the president and CEO of ARIN. ARIN, we have an IP address-free pool for North America, Canada, U.S., and about half of the Caribbean. That pool is not out, but it's getting there. As of this morning, 2.28/8 equivalents in inventory. And that means that as people's requests come in, this is going to drop pretty quick. Requests are picking up. The scale on the bottom there, that's month by month. You can see in the last 3 months there's a distinct uptick in both ISP and end user requests. So small free pool, fixed amount, running out, increasing number of requests coming in. This is, this question of what month and what year, and you can ask people like Jeff Houston and Tony Hain to do that work for you, but I'm going to tell you it's happening very soon. It could be, we've had some very significant requests for service providers who are serving customers all over the world, but their equipment is in our region. If you take a look at some of those requests, you could see us running out at the end of summer. More realistically right now, probably end of first quarter next year. So going to happen, just question one. In terms of ISPs, V4 versus V6, we have 4,373 ISP subscribers at ARIN. A lot of you have V4 and V6 allocations. Some have V6 only, and that's because your V4 allocation was a sub-allocation from some other ISP, so we don't see it directly in our database. But there's a lot of folks who have IPv4 only, and for the life of us, we can't discern you having a V6 allocation. So if you're one of those ISPs who only have V4 and have not yet gone and got V6, you might want to go do this. We're not running out of V6, thank God. We're not going to run out, but it would reassure us that everyone's working on getting V6 deployed. Okay, for folks in other regions, for example, folks in the AP-NIC region, we're having transfers happen between the region. Our policy and the AP-NIC policy are compatible. There's lots of folks in the Asia-Pacific region who need addresses, who are doing transfers from organizations in this region that have the addresses and don't need them all, only need half, whatever. These are successful and growing, and there's the list. This is also online. Couple of little things, RPKI, we have hosted RPKI deployed, and we've had that for some time, since last year. We have organizations using it, issuing ROAs, relying parties. When I say we have people using it, just comparison. We have people using it, whereas RIPE has lots of people using it. This is a discrepancy, again, that puzzles me, and so people should think about that. We also have web-based delegated RPKI. If you're running your own CA, we can link to that. You can use the web. We don't yet have the automation so that as you do things, they're automatically sub-delegations are handled. That's called the up-down protocol, and that's in the near-coming work on this slide. We've also integrated payments into ARIN Online. We've normalized statistics files with the other RIRs. For those of you who do analysis of the number space, this is very good because now we all use the same extended stats file. We have some work on automatic invoices that's coming up. We have the up-down work on RPKI. We're moving off of a database and we're moving to another database. This is a major amount of work for us, but long overdue. Okay, a lot of what we do though is policy consultations. People come in, they request addresses or they request transfers. We say, here's the policy, and they go, where did that come from? Okay, well, this is the answer to the question of where did the policy that we're applying come from? We're trying to do a lot more with NANOG in this, and so while we've always had a joint meeting every year, we're also doing public policy consultations at NANOG. There is a public policy consultation taking place at this NANOG. There's a public policy consultation taking place at this NANOG today in this room. Okay, so if you're interested in policies, we have a couple of them we're going to be discussing. Today here, 4:45 is where you want to be, and this helps refine the policy proposals that are underway. Of course, we also have one coming up at our joint meeting in Phoenix, which we'll be going to in the fall. Today, we have 4 policy proposals that are under discussion. These are draft policies. One is for the inter-RIR transfer of ASNs. I don't know if it's a priority or not, but it's been suggested. There's a policy to make it easier for 3 GPP networks to get more IPv4 space. There's a policy to add the principles that are in RFC 2050. RFC 2050 is one of those foundational documents from 1997 to bring some of those principles into our number resource manual, the policy manual for ARIN. RFC 2050 is got some things we know are out of date in it, and so it's being revised at the IETF. There's an RFC 2050 biz, and so this is preparation for when that happens to take the things that we think need to be preserved and aren't in the new document and bring them into the policy manual. And then there's updates to the LIR, ISP, and end user definitions. We use the term ISP, RIPE uses the term LIR, other IRs use the term LIR. We're trying to get consistent and make sure we all understand what the difference between an ISP and an end user is. Since some of you may be an ISP or an end user and might be surprised at how we decide you're an ISP or an end user, this policy could affect you because you might get told, no, you're one or the other based on what your fellow NANOGers said at this meeting. So worth thinking about. That's actually all I have, and I'll take questions, and I believe there's a break after this. Questions? Everyone wants the break. Okay, I'm around if people need me, and I look forward to seeing everyone at 4:45 today for the consultation. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. And thanks, John. Yeah, please, if you have any interest in address policy, even if you don't have any interest, but you think you do, please attend that at 4:45. The survey winner will be announced after the break. So see you back here in about 15 minutes.